Hello there, thank you for joining me. Here we are back in Satisfactory. Yay! Oh dear. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. Where am I? I'm over here. What am I doing over here? Oh, heavy modular frames. But apparently not, because I'm not feeding it anything. Okay. Well, there you go. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a lovely day. Oh, it's been ages since I've been in here. Oh, Mr. Bean. Whee! Woohoo! I've jumped on a bean before, really? Well, not majorly. Ah! Oh. I don't know why we're jumping on a bean, but we are. That's just the way it is. Okay, right. Oh dear, what fun. Yeah, so, here we are in our little world. This is going to probably be the last episode I record in this season as such. The reason being, as it is the 4th of September today, in a few days time the full version is released, as in version 1.0. I will be starting again, hopefully taking some of the lessons that we've learnt and applying them to the new world. Not sure quite how well that's going to do us, but I just feel like starting again. And I don't mean that because I don't like the world I've got, because I quite like the world I've got. It's a right mess and I love it. And I know a lot of people watching this don't love it, but you know, I've learned a bit. I think what I might do is I might just have a bit of a recap. So bear with me while I turn on the old flyy stuff. Hang on a moment. Okay, right, so we're back again. So what I did was I just jumped out. Well, I saved the game. I jumped back out and I enabled the flight mode. So hopefully we can fly now. Here we go. And that should allow us to have a look around. So what do we do to start with? So like I said, I hope I said anyway, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a lovely day. Anyway, so we started here. This was our little start point. We built the hub up. I'm trying to remember what we did now. So we built the hub up. We started doing the mining sort of stuff, and we started building our first sort of bits and pieces. Now they were all in this area here. Goodness me, that I'm having trouble with me sensitivity now. Anyway, right, so we built up over here, which has now been removed. But anyway, as we plodded along through the little jobs at hand, we built the space elevator, and we did phase 1 and 2. We then, with help from the community, we were told that we should go over here and have a think about doing some power. So we ended up with this here power section over here, which, must admit, was quite fun to build. I did have some trouble with the underneath section, which I think I managed to get going. I mean, power does seem quite stable. Have a quick look, see if we can see. So consumption goes up and down, but that's because some of our machines aren't doing much. Max consumption is almost double, which is amazing really when you think about it. But yeah, so we've got a stable production line, which is that line there. So that looks pretty good. So we did manage to do the whole stabilizing power. And in order to do that, I ended up making this little weird and wonderful snake of a belt to feed all these machines. We learnt that we can feed fluid into 3 places, I think it was. Yeah, 3 places, which is quite good. Here's my phone going mad again. In order to do that, we had to obviously collect coal from our miners over here. I think there was 2 miners. Yeah, there's 2 miners there. I didn't bother putting in another one. Where was the other one? Yeah, the other one was... What was the other one? It's hidden down here, there we go. Put him in there as well. So, got plenty of coal. In fact, I think we're using far too much coal because it's all backed up. Not really going anywhere. During finding these things and trying to get ourselves up and going, we built this area over here. In fact, we built this area first, as you can tell, because there's no foundations. So this was all producing the reinforced iron plate into here, which we filled up. As you can see, it's just the standard container, so didn't do a very good job of sorting all that out, did I? But anyway, we did that. So there's something to think of for the future, is making sure we've got enough storage, or at least making sure we're using the stuff we're storing, because I got called a hoarder. That's fair enough. Anyway, so then we decided a bit later on that we needed to do some copper stuff, so we ended up rebuilding this copper plant here. Now this is doing all sorts of things with copper. It's producing the copper copper sheets that we don't actually use. We just sort of stored them for no good reason. Same over here as well. We've pretty much got a whole bundle of wires there, which were never really used. The thing is when you start off this game, you feel it's kind of overwhelming in a way, because you don't know why you need to make these things, and you don't know necessarily what you need to store them for either. So we've got plenty of these cables lying around as well. This one's empty, don't use that one apparently. But yeah, so we've got plenty of materials around. Had a bit of a play with fluid storage quite early on, but it doesn't get stored, it gets used. Yeah, and that was basically our coal area. This is what powers the rest of the world. Over here, what do we end up doing over here? I'm not sure we ended up doing much over here. We went for an explore, that's it. And built lots of strange little platforms and things out to different areas so that we could get, I think it was hard drives and things. Then we kind of just built around a bit. We went for a wander quite early on in game, so we came from our main area here. I think we were looking for copper at the time, so we came out here and built this copper mine here, which, as you can tell, clips through things and all that good stuff. But this is another copper plant which is supposed to be making sheets, which it is. You can see they're going off up there and they're being stored in our mammoth storage area. So we went adventuring after that, and we went down along here through this kind of canyon down here, and that took us into this big open area here. Never did anything with the water. Not sure what I could have done with that, to be honest. Perhaps put a water extractor thing on there, generator thing. But we found this hard drive area over here, so we came up there first. And a bit later on, once I'd done a scan, I found that there was quartz up here. So we came over here to do our quartz area. Now this is where our little quartz, this is where I sort of started doing proper designs as such. I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but this is the first time I actually thought about doing designs. And as you can see, they're all producing. They are backed up, but that's because of the storage side of things. And so we had quartz, 2 quartz mines. They're kicking out quartz to do different things. So the raws going here, the actual quartz crystals coming out of there and going into storage, which is obviously probably full. Yeah, let's see. and then that comes out. So then we down here we've got the ore going in and coming out as silica, and that's going into storage, which is obviously going to be pretty full as well. Then that heads off across this wonderful bridge thing that I made, which was great fun. Now over in the distance there you can see what was my first building, if you remember back then, and that was in a new kind of area. It was the first sort of new area I went to actually do proper building. In fact, that was my first building. I did that off camera and and tried to surprise you wonderful viewers, but whether it was a surprise or not I don't know, but either way we did that. We've got these little outcrops of buildings all over the place, sort of doing all sorts of things. This one here is doing I think it's doing copper. Yeah, so this is doing copper. This is actually making all of the cables that we'd require to go all the way back to the main base. They go actually back to the storage now, but they did go into the main base originally to be used to be building more advanced parts. There's a bit of a conveyor there left over. So then we then I think after all of that, I did the area in the background as well, didn't I? Where that little light's coming from. Now the second go at playing with power generation over here, but that didn't really go very far. And down here, this is where I was making sort of more advanced kind of things. You can see steel beams here, and I think this one here got, yeah, encapsulated steel industrial beams in it. Now the weird thing is I forgot I'd done that, so I ended up doing another one over there. In fact, I've doubled up multiple times. What I don't do is I don't do remembering what I've done very well, so you can see everything's sort of doubled. The sheets are still going in there. Still producing by the looks of things. So that must be filling that up right now. Yeah, so that's filling that up. So yeah, so this is pretty much where we got to with that. So this is ore, I think, iron ore. So this is all like an iron ore plant really. But that was all good fun. I didn't get around to doing anything with the impure iron over here. Perhaps I should have done. But a bit later on, we moved over here. There was some, I think it's copper down here. Yep, so some copper over here. There's another copper production plant. Again, producing copper sheets by the looks of things. And that's heading all the way back to the main base. I also played about with hyper tubes as well. So this one here just goes through here and takes us back to this building over here. Nothing particularly spectacular. I never bothered putting lights in here, but this was just just trying to work out different things really, different ways of laying things out and what all these plants were all about. You know, all these building options are available to us. So that all got sort of made. In here, this is where we were sending in our screws and iron beams. What do they call them? Iron rods. They're going in here, getting stored in here, and then in theory they should be coming out of here. Not a lot going on, to be honest. What is that not? This is making rotors. Okay. So it's making rotors. Rotors comes in here. They actually come back out of here and then go along this one here, and then they head back to the main storage area again. That's all good. So I then unlocked the blueprint maker, which you can see over there, and then I started playing about with blueprints, and as you can see, all these little places that are on these platforms are all things that I've made as blueprints. So this one's our smelter one. Doesn't look like it's doing much, to be honest, probably because wherever it's going is filled up. But yeah, he's kicking out iron ingots, so that's something to think of for the future. See, we've got various different materials going around. In the distance, actually, while I think about it, over there, that's pretty much one of our later environments, production environments, I suppose you'd call it. And what that's doing is it's taking, I think it's taking, yeah, sulfur and coal, and it's going in, and we're making goodness, I can't remember what we're making in this. There we go, we're making black powder, and black powder was going to come out of here and obviously go back some ways back to the main base, which is over here. Now it is a bit of a mess, but it is what it is. There's things being built, like I said, they're duplicating things all over the shop. So here, for instance, these two floors here, they're all making the iron bar things still, iron rods. There we go. So this is just basically storing iron rods, which is the same as what I had over somewhere else. Anyway, so these all come back here, and they all either go in or come out of my storage area, and my storage area is a right mess. Both front and back, look. There's no rhyme nor reason to it. What I did do is I learned about the different signs that you can have. So that was something to learn. That was a good thing to learn, I think. I've played about with assembler buildings. I've had another look at different types of storage options. This was my cement manufacturing plant. And we've been generally just trying to build things as best as I can in the space I've got, which, you know, I've got lots of space, but I just, yeah, one thing at a time. I don't know why I managed to do it like that, but hopefully after the 10th, when the version 1 releases, I might be able to make it a bit more streamlined. I might understand a bit more. We've recently unlocked oil, but unfortunately I'm not very good with the old oil stuff. So yeah, so we did oil out in the far distance. You can see all the plastic coming back from the oil plant over there. That all goes round the corner. I was building a hyper tube system over there, but I haven't actually finished it, I don't think, so that's why we're on a zip wire. Someone helpfully told me that if I hold shift it goes a bit faster, so here we are going a bit faster. But yeah, we'll fly over here. As you can see, everything's kind of going back to the main base. The pipe don't think actually got back to the main base, so that'll be something I need to think about in the future. I've been told I need to work on trains, and maybe if not trains, then I should look at the trucks, get some automation going backwards and forwards and deliveries and things, which I think is correct. I should probably do that. I just haven't done. That's the thing. So this is where my oil, I found the oil, what I thought was the nearest oil place. So this was my first attempt at doing anything with oil, really. A couple of oils. These are outputting the heavy, is it heavy oil residue? That's it. And plastic. So goes into here. It's getting stored, but then it's also getting, so it comes out of here, it comes out as fuel, and it's going into here, which is taking plastic and fuel to make rubber, and our rubber's heading into there, which is obviously full. So that was all that was all good. What I could do is probably join that to there, but I've still not got the intelligence splitters, so doesn't seem to be much point in doing that, really. Not now. Not that I'm going to end on this save and start a new one. The help I've received over the last few months on this game has been amazing. I couldn't have done any of it without any of your help, and I can say now that if it wasn't for your comments and support for playing the game, then I probably wouldn't have continued playing, and I probably wouldn't have been looking at version 1. But as it is, I am going to go to look at version 1 in a couple of days, and which is why this series as such is going to be ending. I think I just need a rest from it for a few days. I'll get back to it when the new version's released. But yeah, so if you did leave a comment and you've hit like and all that kind of good stuff, then I just want to say thank you very much. It's been amazing. It's I would have been completely lost without you guys' help. So I truly blown away by the amount of support. And someone was right, I did have a pink one in there. Who'd have thought? See, I'm still learning. What does that give us? Please choose a new node. There isn't any new node. Not quite sure why I wanted me to do that. Anyway, it's been complete. The quartz side of things, I never really got down to the bottom of that. I was told that if I got to the bottom of the Catrium, I've still got one of these. No, just says one in there for no reason. If I got to the bottom of the Catrium, then I would have got more storage and things like that, which I didn't know about. So it is what it is. I never got around to making these things. Quick wire. Well, I did produce them somewhere, but I don't remember whereabouts it was. And that's the problem with my layout. Is I set these things up, but I don't really understand what I've done, or I hadn't understood what I've done, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely trying to do a better job in version 1, hopefully. It'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see what we can actually achieve if we do think about things a bit more. I'm not very good at thinking about things, so maybe I'll get some practice in on that as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to thank you again for all your help. Like I say, the comments, the advice, I think some shout outs would be Unspeakable Olaf, also Oath, sorry, Unspeakable Oath. Who else we had? Let me just check. So Unspeakable Oath. Got Mercs, obviously. Had a few other people. Nerak has spoken to me, obviously, about this game. Sub-Zero, wonderful support, absolutely amazing. People off of camera as such. Oh, Carrots Patch, sorry, forgot you there. Do apologise. But yeah, there's people off on my Discord that are only on my Discord and don't really leave comments. For instance, they've helped me quite a lot as well. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. You've been amazing, and hopefully you'll join me in version 1 when we try and start again, and hopefully do a better job of it. But who knows? We'll see when we get there. So I'll leave you then, and I'll say thanks again. Alright then. Bye!